Hello, students. I hope you all are doing good. I'm your trainer, Satish Kumar Pandey, and today we are going to learn about Conversational English. Unit 2, Participate in Discussions. Today's topic is Explain the correct way to introduce self to others. You all will be learning about formal and informal introductions in coming slides. So let's move on to our lesson's objectives. Our first lesson's objective is correctly introducing self to others depending on the context or social settings. Whenever you come across people, whether at a party or on the road, you must know how to introduce yourself. Introducing yourself to others is more than just saying your name. It is the act of connecting with someone using words and gestures, whether in a formal meeting or a birthday party or a marriage party. Our next lesson's objective is describe how physical contact is made during introduction in different countries and cultures. Physical contact during introduction differs in different cultures. Extending hand for handshake or giving light kisses on cheeks both differs according to the country and the culture. You all will be learning about all these in coming slides. Let's learn how you should introduce yourself in a formal meeting. The first thing which you must do is to wish each and every person present in the meeting according to the time. For example, before 12 noon, it's good morning. From 12 noon till 4 pm, that's good afternoon. From 4 pm till 12 midnight, good evening. After wishing everyone, you continue with your introduction by saying your full name. You can also state your position. For example, if you're working as a professor at the Harvard University, you would say, "Good morning, my name is Anjali Sharma. I work as a professor of physics at the Harvard University." Another important gesture when introducing self to others is to keep a genuine and bright smile. This shows that you are open to communication and confident enough. Our next slide is interview. It can be a job interview, or it can be an interview taking admission in a college or an university. This is also a formal setting. Your introduction is going to be quite similar like the previous one, the formal meeting one. However, in this session, you're going to add a few more details about yourself. For example, the place you belong to, your hobbies, your aim in life, etc. The interview can be one to one, face to face, it can be in front of a panel, it can be over phone, or it can be over Skype. However, your pattern will be similar the way we are going to learn here. The first thing is wish. You're going to wish the interviewer according to the time. That's good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Next is your name, your full name. That should be I am so and so. My name is so and so. After that, the place you belong. Here, when you're going to mention about the place you belong, you're going to give a little twist here. For example, if you're from Kolkata, you're not going to say I'm from Kolkata directly. You're going to say I am from the city of joy, Kolkata. If you're from Jaipur, you're not going to say directly you're from Jaipur. You're going to say I am from the pink city of India, Jaipur. This shows your confidence and this shows the command on English. This is the best way to impress the interviewer. Next is your qualification. When you're going to talk about your qualification, you're going to talk about the last 2 degrees you have achieved. The first is, if you, for example, the first one is your master's, then you're going to talk about your master's and you're going to talk about your graduation. If you have completed your graduation, then you're going to talk about your graduation and higher secondary. If you have completed your higher secondary, then you're going to talk about your higher secondary and secondary education. Next is achievements. Any sports achievements or any academic achievements you're going to talk about here. Next is work experience, if any. If you have any prior work experience, then you can mention the name of the company, you can mention the duration of the company you have worked for, you can mention the position you have worked at. If you are a fresher, if you have not worked anywhere, then you're just going to mention that you are a fresher. Next is family background. Here you're going to talk about your family. You're going to mention your father, your mother, your guardian, your siblings. How many siblings do you have? Who is the bread earner in the family? You're not going to talk more about your siblings, like what they are doing or where they're working, where they're living, until and unless the interviewer is asking you to do so. Next is hobbies. You're going to mention about your hobby or the hobbies. If you have more than one, then you're going to mention there. If you have one, then it's all right. You're going to mention what hobbies you have. Try to mention the hobbies which is related to the job you are applying for. That will help you in getting the job. Next is interest. Interest and hobbies is quite similar, however, little difference in this. Interest is something which you develop by time to time. For example, if your hobby can be cooking, that you love cooking. However, you're going to work in retail industry. So your interest may be working as a visual merchandiser or working as a salesperson. So there you're going to mention your interest, that I am interested in visual merchandising and I would love to work as a visual merchandiser. Next is aim in life. Your aim in life, what you're going to achieve in next 2 years or what you're going to achieve in coming future, that you're going to mention. The entire all together is going to be your introduction. Remember, sometimes you don't get even 60 seconds to give your entire introduction. So it should be brief, it should be quick, but remember, do not stumble, fumble, or mumble. Like, I guess, you know, sorta, I mean, kind of, you do not use all these fillers while giving your introduction. You can practice at home speaking loud. You can write down your introduction point by point and you can speak in front of a mirror. But remember, do not waste the opportunity to make a good impression. Always smile. Smiling helps you look relaxed and communicates warmth and sincerity. So you need to keep smiling while you give your introduction. Speak loudly, slowly, and clearly, enough to be heard and understood. If you speak fast or if you don't speak loud enough, the interviewer will not be able to hear you or listen to you what you're speaking. Make eye contact, but do not stare. If you follow all these instructions, I believe you will have a very good introduction. Let's move on to the next slide. Let's talk about social meet now. Social meet is about an informal meeting. That can be with friends, that can be with families, that can be during college, or it can be birthday parties, marriage. So here you don't need to be so formal like your job interview or meetings. You don't need to mention good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Here you can just wish the person by saying hi, hello. Suppose your name is Rahul, then you can just say hi, I'm Rahul, or hello, I'm Rahul. If you are among unknown people, then you can mention little further. You can mention about the place you belong to and what you do. For example, if you're from Assam and you are a doctor, then you can say, "Hi, I'm Rahul. I'm from Assam and I'm a doctor." But when you're among friends, then you can just say, "Hey, how are you all?" And when you're meeting someone who is known to your friends but not to you, then you can just say, "Hi, I'm Rahul." So, this is about social meet and how you introduce yourself. Let's go to the next slide. Let's move on to our next lesson's objective, which is physical contact during introduction in different culture. Handshakes in US, UK, Canada, or any other Western countries is a very common way of greeting each other, whether it is a formal meet or a social meet. Handshake along with a hug and light kisses on cheeks in UK is a very common one. In Gulf countries, people they greet each other by Eskimo kiss, which is also known as kunik. Kunik is an act of pressing the tip of one's nose against another's nose, usually as a friendly greeting. They even hug each other as a greeting. However, in Japan, each other by bowing. A bow can ranges from a small nod of the head to a deep bend at the waist. A deeper, longer bow indicates respect, and a small nod with the head is casual and informal. In Ethiopia, people they greet each other by touching feast to feast, whereas in China, without any physical contact, people they greet each other and they say ni hao. In India, the greeting is called namaste without any physical contact. Namaste is usually spoken with a slight bow and hand pressed together, palms touching and fingers pointing upwards, thumbs close to the chest. The gesture is called Anjali Mudra. The standing posture is Pranamasana. In Hinduism, it means I bow to the divine in you. So far, we have learned how to introduce self to others in formal and informal settings. We have also learned how people they greet each other in different countries and different cultures with physical contacts and without physical contacts. So let's begin with some practice session here. Hello, my name is. This is an informal or social settings which you can use with friends or any social gathering. Hi, I am. An informal or social setting. I would like to introduce myself. I am. A formal setting. Allow me to introduce myself. I am. A formal setting. Nice to meet you. I am. A formal setting. Pleased to meet you. I am. Another formal setting. These all formal settings which you can use during a meeting or during a job interview. How do you do? A social setting. When someone asks you, how do you do? You are supposed to answer the same, how do you do? Another answer which you can give is, pleased to meet you. What about you? Hey, hi, I am. It's an informal or social setting which you can use with your friends. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. My name is. This is a formal setting. There are a few important points which I'd like to request you to consider while giving your introduction to others, whether it is a formal one or informal one. The first point is wish according to the time. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Look at your watch before wishing. Thank the person for giving opportunity. Every time when you're giving opportunity to introduce yourself, you should thank the person. Quick introduction, however, informative. Your introduction should be quick, not so long so that everyone will get bored and they will miss out the part. However, it should be informative as well. Don't waste opportunity to make a good impression. Do not use fillers. Example, I guess, I mean, kind of, etc. Speak loud, clear, and slow enough to be heard and understood. Make eye contact. Do not stare. Shake hands firmly. Smiling helps you look relaxed and communicates warmth and sincerity. So smile while introducing yourself. Do not forget to wish again while you take a leave. Example, have a nice day, have a nice evening. At last, thank you all. I hope it was a very good learning session, and I believe you all must have learned how to introduce yourself while giving introduction in a formal setting and as well as in a informal setting. For any queries or any questions, do contact. Thank you everyone. Namaste.